The Science Behind Climate Change, English Lesson. Welcome to today's English lesson where we'll be diving deep into the science behind climate change. This topic is important not just for understanding our planet's future but also for using English to discuss global issues. We'll explore the science, human impact, consequences, and solutions to climate change while learning key English vocabulary related to these subjects. Climate change, the science and the story. What is climate change? In this chapter, we'll begin by understanding what climate change really is. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in weather patterns and global temperatures. It's caused by both natural factors and human activities, with the latter playing an increasing role in recent history. The difference between weather and climate. Weather refers to short-term atmospheric conditions, such as rain or sunshine, in a specific place. In contrast, climate is the long-term pattern of weather conditions over an extended period of time, decades or centuries. How Earth's temperature has changed over time. Over the past few centuries, Earth's temperature has risen significantly, especially in the last few decades. This change is largely driven by human activities, such as industrialization and deforestation. The greenhouse effect, how gases trap heat. The greenhouse effect happens when certain gases in the atmosphere, like carbon dioxide, CO2, trap heat from the sun. While this is a natural process that keeps Earth warm enough for life, human activities have intensified it, leading to more heat being trapped in the atmosphere. Human impact. Fossil fuels and their role. Fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas have been essential to human development, but they are also major contributors to climate change due to the carbon emissions released when burned. Burning fossil fuels, the main culprit. When we burn fossil fuels for energy, transportation, and industry, it releases large amounts of CO2 and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, increasing the greenhouse effect and accelerating climate change. Greenhouse gas emissions from different sources. Different sectors contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. Fossil fuel use, agriculture, deforestation, and industrial processes all contribute to the rising concentrations of gases in the atmosphere. The rising concentration of CO2 in the atmosphere. As humans continue to burn fossil fuels, CO2 levels in the atmosphere have reached unprecedented levels. This increase in CO2 contributes to the warming of the Earth. The consequences of climate change. Rising global temperatures. The Earth's average temperature is rising, leading to significant changes in weather patterns, sea levels, and ecosystems. Extreme weather events, heat waves, droughts, floods. Climate change leads to more extreme weather events. Heat waves, droughts, floods, and storms are becoming more frequent and severe around the world. Melting glaciers and rising sea levels. Glaciers and ice caps are melting faster due to rising temperatures. This contributes to rising sea levels, which threaten coastal communities and ecosystems. Impacts on ecosystems and biodiversity. As the climate warms, ecosystems and biodiversity are under threat. Species that cannot adapt quickly enough face the risk of extinction. Solutions and action. Transitioning to renewable energy. Switching from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources like wind, solar, and hydroelectric power is essential in reducing carbon emissions and combating climate change. Solar, wind, and hydroelectric power. These renewable energy sources are essential in reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Solar energy captures the sun's rays, wind energy harnesses wind currents, and hydroelectric power uses water to generate electricity. Investing in energy efficiency. Energy efficiency reduces the amount of energy required to provide services. Buildings and transportation that use less energy can help lower carbon emissions. The importance of government policies and international cooperation. Governments play a crucial role in enacting policies that reduce carbon emissions and promote sustainability. International cooperation is vital for addressing this global issue. Learning English with climate change. Key vocabulary and phrases related to climate change. Throughout this lesson, we've encountered important vocabulary. Let's review some key terms like greenhouse gases, carbon footprint, sustainability, and renewable energy. Understanding scientific terms and concepts. Understanding the language of science is essential for discussing climate change. We've covered terms like greenhouse effect, global warming, and ecosystem. Using language to advocate for change. As we learn English, we can also use language to advocate for change. Talking about climate change and raising awareness through clear, persuasive language can help encourage action. Words related to climate change that will help better understand the topic along with examples of how to use them. Greenhouse gases, GHGs, gases in the Earth's atmosphere that trap heat, including carbon dioxide, CO2, methane, CH4, and nitrous oxide, N2O. Example: the burning of fossil fuels releases large amounts of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, contributing to the greenhouse effect and global warming. Carbon footprint: the amount of greenhouse gases emitted into the atmosphere by human activities, particularly through energy consumption. Example: by using public transportation instead of driving, you can reduce your carbon footprint and help fight climate change. Fossil fuels: natural fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas formed from the remains of ancient organisms, which release carbon dioxide when burned. Example: fossil fuels are the primary source of energy in many countries, but their use is the leading cause of global warming. Sustainability: the ability to maintain ecological balance by avoiding the depletion of natural resources and minimizing environmental impact. Example: sustainability in agriculture means using farming techniques that preserve the soil, water, and biodiversity for future generations. Sea level rise: the increase in sea levels due to the melting of glaciers and thermal expansion of seawater as temperatures rise. Example: coastal cities are at risk from sea level rise, which can lead to flooding, displacement of communities, and loss of land. Mitigation actions taken to reduce or prevent the negative impacts of climate change, such as reducing carbon emissions or enhancing carbon sinks. Example: one way to mitigate climate change is by planting trees, which absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. I just want to take a moment to thank you all for tuning in and supporting my channel. Your views, likes, and comments motivate me to keep creating more content. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Feel free to comment below with any topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Thanks again for being part of this amazing journey.